semen retention does not work unless you do something. See, a lot of you guys, you get on semen retention and you think it's just going to work because you're just on it. You're just sitting there. Just sitting in your room, lying around the house, sitting on the couch, sitting on the living room couch, watching TV. Like, that's not how semen retention works. If you really want it to actually work in your life and you want to manifest what you want in this reality, you must put in the work. If a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. A lot of you guys don't understand this. You get on semen retention and you just want to feel benefits. But you have to, in order to feel all the benefits, you have to do different things. You got to have different goals. You got to have a purpose. See, because if you got all that energy sitting up inside of you and you're just sitting around being lazy, not want to do anything, what's going to happen is you're going to end up relapsing. You're most likely, you're not going to be on it for that very long. Because the idle mind is the devil's workshop. The idle mind is you not thinking of nothing. A man that has an idle mind is destined to fail. You guys gotta understand that. So you must do something. You must have a purpose. Sitting around is not going to, manifest what you want in this reality, except the wrong things, the negative things. You relapsing. That's what is going to manifest. You know what I'm saying? And you just being miserable. When you want semen retention, it's not going to work at its best ability. You're not going to feel all the different benefits unless you get on your purpose. See, when I got on my purpose, when I got on semen retention, I'm feeling all the benefits. I'm feeling the manifestation. I'm feeling the focus. I'm feeling the consistency. I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling the, all this different stuff that you guys like to talk about, the women attraction and all. I'm getting all these different type of benefits. Why? Because I'm on my purpose. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling high vibrational. That's the main thing. Why? Because I'm on my purpose. I'm moving the energy around. You can't let energy just sit in one spot and let it stay still. You got to move the energy around. You got to move the energy around in your body. You got to be working. You got to be active. A lot of you guys are not that active, man. You must get active if you want semen retention to work at its best ability. A lot of you guys, you're not going to experience semen retention really working and things manifesting in your life because you don't have no purpose. You don't have no goals. You don't have no direction. You must have a direction in life. You must have a direction in life. You guys got to understand this. This is why I did this video about semen retention. It is not going to work for you unless you got to work with it. You have to work with it if you want it to work with you. I'm not going to say it's going to actually work for you. I said that, but I'm going to rephrase that. It's not going to work with you if you don't want to work with it. That makes sense. That's just pure common sense. Semen retention works with you. Just like the law of attraction, the law of the universe. The law of the universe, it reacts upon you. It don't act upon you. Based off of what you do, you get back. Same thing with semen retention. It doesn't just act upon you. It reacts upon you. Because semen retention is spiritual. It come in contact with the law of the universe. You get what you put in. When it comes down to the work that you put in. That's with anything. You get what you put in. Rewards is just not going to just manifest. Yeah, you got to feel it. Yeah, you got to speak it. And you must put it into action as well. Don't forget that part. Semen retention is very, very powerful. Yeah, it can have you dreaming about you being where you want to be. excuse me, guys, in life. It can have you to have all these type of dreams, but you got to be putting in the work as well. Nothing comes to a sleeper. Nothing comes to a sleeper. You must work if you want to manifest what you want in this reality. But semen retention, like I said, it's going to work with you. It's going to work with you. You got to do, semen retention going to do 50% and you're going to do 50%. You know, it's going to be your partner. It's going to stick closer than a brother. You know, because semen is in you. You know, so semen retention going to be doing 50%. You got to do 50%. You know, and when you're doing that 50%, you're going hard because you got all this energy. You're not going, you know, it ain't like you giving something only 50%. Nah, you're giving it your all. Instead of 100%, you giving it 1,000% or 1,000,000%. You giving it your all. You putting out a lot of work. This is how semen retention works. And this is, you know, it works based off of how you work. Because it's in you. Y'all as one. Like egg and the yolk, you know, when you know, it's as one. When it hasn't been cracked, it's all as one. The egg, the shell, you know, the yolk, it's all as one. If that egg doesn't get cracked, everything is one. If you get what I mean. But guys, man, trust me. If you really want semen retention to work in your life, if you really want it to help you along the way, you got to help yourself. Nothing doesn't help you if you don't help yourself. The universe will not help you if you don't help yourself. God will not just help you if you don't help yourself. Because God's supposed to be in you. And that high vibration, you know, that God in you, supposed to be, you know, that vibration in you supposed to be at your purpose. Giving it your all. Giving it your best shot. You must give your purpose your best shot. You must give it your all if you want it to manifest. Guys, this is the truth. You know, so many guys, man, get on the journey and say, man, it ain't working. Bro, it's not working because you're not working. You got to move that Kundalini energy around. You got to move that chi energy around. You have to. If you really want it to work with you. Because it ain't going to work for you. I know I said it in the beginning, but no, it's not going to work for you. Might as well get that out of your psyche. Semen retention will not work for you. You must work. You must put in the work. Trust me. And when you moving that energy around in your body, like, it's just going to, like, heat you up. You're going to be ready to go. You know, you're going to be ready to work. You're going to be putting out videos, man, like crazy. If you are a YouTuber, man, if you want to be a YouTuber, man, full-time YouTuber, get on semen retention. You're going to be putting out content like crazy. It's going to work with you. That's what I like about semen retention. You had to give you the focus. You had to give you the energy. You had to give you the vibration. But you got to move that vibration. You got to move that energy. You got to know it, do it that focus. You got to know it, do it that, you know, that high level discipline. You know, it'll give you all the discipline too. It'll give you all that. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. Semen retention, it does work. But it won't work if you don't work with it. And put us some work. It's just that simple, guys. And I know it's a lot of, you know, some of you dudes don't want to hear this. Some of you dudes just don't want to hear this, but the truth is the truth. Will semen retention help every guy in this world? I don't know. I'm not you. You're not me. But I do know it's helping me. It helps me. It helps me stay focused. It gives me energy. It gives me concentration. It gives me the right mindset to keep tapping into my purpose. Man, I hope you guys got some out of this video. I hope it helped you out. But bro, you know, semen retention is just like the universe. It act upon you based off of you acting upon it. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. It's Coleman.